Hi, I'm Mike Miller. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching The Other Side, a show I created to bring music into your lives. I'm really honored tonight to have a very accomplished musician who's internationally acclaimed, nominated for 7 Grammys, and has won 2 Grammys. So many TV networks, ABC, NBC, PBS, was involved with the music for The Simpsons, one of the longest shows running on television, and has worked with David Byrne, the True Stories Project, served as an extra also in that movie, was an arranger for 300 episodes of Dragon Ball and Detective Conan. And I'm really honored to have Carl Finch here tonight. Thank you, Carl.
It's my pleasure, Mike. Thank you for having me.
You've been playing music a long time.
I think since I was about 5.
Yeah.
Well, involved in music. When I was a little kid, I sang in the cherub choir at my church. So
Oh, really? You were a DJ for a while?
before Brave Combo, I'd had a band that broke up, and I was left with a pretty big PA. And so I thought, wow, what if and the whole disco thing was just fully catching on, and there were some country bars around the area, and I thought, what if you combined country with disco and you got a good record collection from both, and you promoted yourself as someone who could do both. And so I wound up getting a gig, like a regular gig, at a country bar. Started like working with mixing country music with disco music, and
Oh, really?
had
Yeah.
pretty good results, actually. It worked really well. So, and then that became a really dark scene all the way around. And then one night it was particularly dark, and I decided it was time to put a polka band together.
That was a good idea. And then you formed Brave Combo in
It was 79,
79.
1979. first album that we won a Grammy for was Polka Sonic.
Okay.
And then the second one was Let's Kiss. Then we were nominated several times, and one of those was for a children's album. But Polka Tharsis was our first album on Rounder Records.
Oh, uh-huh.
That was the first album where we didn't have to worry about distributing it ourselves.
The last few years you've been on Denton.
Yeah, Denton Records is just our own label.
You have translated several songs over the years, like a Romanian song and a French song, and I really like those.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's just part of what we do. There are some things we try to tackle in singing in the original language. Like we did an album in Japanese for a Japanese record company, some well-known Japanese songs, and they wanted us to sing in Japanese,
Really?
but they wanted us to be Brave Combo. I mean, and we were already dabbling in that. We sing a lot of things in Spanish, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not a big stretch, but if we're doing a Russian song or a Greek song or whatever, or a
Yeah.
Polish song, we do a lot of Polish, we do a lot of Czech stuff. We
That's
try to get
great.
as close as we can. We
Yeah.
try to understand what we're singing. I think you're talking about the There Is No Happy Love, the French
Yeah.
song.
You never can truly possess anything, not strength or weakness of heart, or anything. When you open up your arms, your shadow has you on a cross. When you try to embrace a beautiful dove, you smother it instead. All is lost, and then there is no happy love. If you think you are a soldier, and that is all, your orders come before you fall. No reason to wake up and face another empty day. No need to ever fight. Take off the gloves, forget the thrill. Our will to win has gone away. There simply is no happy love. By the time we learn to live, it seems too late. We feel our pain together. We know our fate. A simple song can be composed of many bitter tears. Even when we sing to God above, our melody is only full of woe and fear, because there is no happy love.
You also have an Israeli folk song?
The Hora bialik.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we used to do a thing in Austin with a group of people called the Armadillo Folk Dancers,
Oh, really?
and they would send us music, and it was all different kinds of dance. It could be anything from anywhere in the world. And their whole thing was to learn group dances, group folk dances, and they would send us music, and then we would pick songs we liked and styles and from different regions of the world, and then they would teach those dances to their dancers, and we would go down to Austin, and we would have a big night where they would, the first half of the show they would relearn those dances, and the second half we would play live. Explosion of dance in the second half of the show with us playing. But Hora bialik was one of our favorites, and we liked it so much that once we were no longer doing that, once that stopped, we kept playing that song. La da 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 dum, la da dee dee dum, la dee 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 dee. La 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 ba ba dee 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 dum ba da 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 ba ba dee ba dee ba dee ba rim ba dee da dee da la da dee da da dee 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 rim ba da da dee da ba ba da ba da ba ba dee ba da la 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 dee dee dee. At a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah or a Jewish wedding, man, throw it in there. You'll get a lot of dancers. Yeah. So a gypsy girl who may have been from Hungary or Romania, might have been from just the outskirts of Prague, danced a dance in the 1830s outside Prague. And someone saw it and I don't know what happened. Something happened then, and polka was born.
It's generally pretty fast.
Well, it depends on where you're from. If you're playing Chicago's push polka style from the Midwest, it would be like, let's take the beer barrel polka.
Yeah.
Most people think beer barrel polka. That's a pretty mid-range tempo. A lot of people could dance.
And your albums have a lot of different kinds of music, though. Polka, meringue, and bolero, and it's identified on some of the albums. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I always wanted to kind of give a nod. I mean, if we play a rumba, someone might go, I kind of like that beat. And they look at the record, oh, that's a rumba, like a
Yeah.
rumba is boom, brum, peck, boom, peck, boom, brum, peck, boom, peck, boom, brum, peck, boom, peck. So there's a lot of rumba rock. The rumba was a Latin rhythm that really adapted to like a lot of surf rock and
Really?
oh yeah, there's been a lot of combinations of rumba and rock.
You guys have played the West Fest many times.
Many times. I mean, it's pretty close to the center of the Texas Czech polka scene, and a lot of people don't realize it's not in West Texas. It's just the name of the town, Sama, Texas. But a lot of these, there's a lot of German, Czech, some Polish communities dotted all over the state. There's another area where a lot of Czech people settled, certainly west, that central Texas area around Waco and west, and people that like Tejano music or conjunto music, norteño. It's all these are sort of the same. We don't realize that the same thing that was going on in the East Coast with European immigrants moving to New York and bringing their music, their influences. They don't realize that that was happening in other places. And one of the main places that was going on where immigrants were moving to this part of the world was Monterey, place a lot of people moved to, a lot of Europeans moved to Monterey. Germans and Poles and Czechs in particular, but Italians a lot. But those people, and this was like in the 1800s, middle to second half maybe, they brought European melodies. They brought the accordion. That's how the accordion got mixed in with Mexican music.
Really?
European people moving, which mixed really well with some of the traditional mariachi. And then when all of that came together, where Texas meets Mexico, you have this whole cowboy thing going on. So cowboy meets European people meets Mexicans right at the border. And then out of that came a brand new music, which is the norteño. If it's northern Mexico, it's norteño. If it's southern United States, it's conjunto, which just means a group. It's Tejano. And Tejano refers specifically to this state, but I think that's pretty exciting.
It is.
You know, that music could only exist because all those cultures came together and mingled.
You've released albums in Japan.
Yeah, Japan is the only place we've actually been in the top 100. And the Hot 100 was Tokyo FM.
Really? That's good.
For about a month. Had a song that got into the 80s in the Tokyo Hot 100. We had a very good thing going on in Japan.
That's a huge city, Tokyo.
Yeah, that's a pretty big city. Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. And it was, and you know, we still have a lot of fans there. And
so you guys got started in New York at
Hora's. That was one of the first. There's actually a video of us at that club just posted.
So you have you released some videos under the Carl Finch sound. The iPhone 7 songs you released.
Well, even before the pandemic hit, I was getting into drum machines and vocal processors and all this stuff that you could do with just one or two or three people, a little more of an electronic approach, and trying to take sort of the Brave Combo sensibility and apply it more to, but like electronic drums and working with machines that can set up a pattern, and then you build on the pattern. The golden age was myself and Lyle Atkinson and Tim Walsh and Dave Cameron, who is now Lisa Cameron. So the four of us were the original Brave Combo. Then the second wave of Brave Combo was myself and Bubba and Mitch Marine and Jeff Barnes. But Bubba and Jeff were in that band configuration for a very long time.
And Joe Cripps worked with you for a number of years.
Oh, long time, 20 years at least. And he was, he was playing with us back when Mitch was in the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mitch and Joe got to be friends. And then one day Mitch said, "Hey, my friend Joe's going to play with us tonight." And Joe brought all of his percussion gear. Suddenly Joe was there almost all the time.
Yeah.
And then but you know, for where we were going, it was great, getting into all the different styles of Latin music. And he was a great percussionist and also knew what he was doing, like how a merengue would be different from a cumbia and how that's different from salsa or a samba and all of that. We had to learn all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's this big question mark. We worry that as each year goes by that we're not going to find anything out. It's shocking that we haven't found anything out yet. It's been 6 years. think we're known for being pro animals, so we
Yeah.
get invited to do a lot of fundraisers and awareness raisers and benefits for animal organizations. We just did one in San Marcos. We have a trail camera outside
Oh,
right by all the food, so we can monitor this all night long
yeah.
and see who's coming. Movement in France that was this guy named Serge Gainsbourg. He was the head of that, but it included on the periphery, I think maybe kind of involved like people like Brigitte Bardot.
Oh, yeah.
But it was an interesting pop, very French.
Yeah.
But the one of the artists was a woman named Françoise Hardy, and
Mhm.
she did the first version of that song I ever heard in French, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that I heard when I was in high school,
Really.
and it has stayed with me like from that. I never never arranged it until this thing you heard.
Guy, Jad Fair.
She's a friend of ours, artist, a lot of albums, and he does some really great visual art. But he was in a band called Half Japanese
Oh, yeah.
when Brave Combo started. He and his brother David were the core of this band,
Yeah.
and they were part of the New York kind of punk pop scene in that scene up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And Jad and his brother, as half Japanese, were part of that scene as well.
Here he comes, doing what he's doing. There he goes, doing what he's done. Here he comes, but you'll never see him. He is the invisible man. Why is he doing what he is doing? And why is he doing what he has done? I guess there ain't no way of knowing. He is the invisible man. Here he comes, walking down the hallway. Here he goes, sitting in your chair. Here he comes, but you'll never see him. He is the invisible man. Science experiment gone all wrong, gone all wrong. All right, here he comes, but you'll never see him. He is the invisible man. Here he comes, walking down the hallway, and there he goes, sitting in your chair. Here he comes, standing right behind you. He is the invisible man. I guess there ain't no way of knowing
like, and then I did a video. And then you were, oh, this is well, because I was trying to be so for so long. I know, because I was hours, I know. No, just that. I was trying to get it.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more.
Jack.